Hello, I'm Murphy,
I'm Adam.
And I'm Eve.
and this is Insert Your Name Here podcast. Today we'll be reviewing 2006's The Wild, made by Disney. So, first impressions of the movie. What are your first thoughts?
I mean, I would give more details, but if I'm being honest, I got a little bored, like about halfway through, but it certainly did feel like that good old Madagascar ripoff, if you ask me.
I had so many opinions on this movie. It's a fever dream. It definitely a Madagascar ripoff. Why is the Lion King in there? The models are freaky. The animation isn't that bad, but the models are really uncanny, especially in certain features, like the lion's paws, they're way too big, and the giraffe's eyes are weird. I hate the snake. I just hate the snake model. It's terrible.
Why you bully Larry like this?
He deserves it.
Poor guy was just drunk the whole movie.
Yeah, my first impressions of the movie, I agree with Eve. The models were kind of scary. It had a really good cast. It was a Disney movie, so they're gonna spend money on their cast, and to have William Shatner and Patrick Warburton just as the villain duo, okay, go off then, and then to have Richard Kind as Larry. You may not like the snake, but he was well voiced.
Dude was literally drunk out of his mind for the whole movie.
And then they had Beast Boy as the child, the child lion. It was why is Beast Boy over here beefing with his dad, bro? But those were my first impressions of the movie. What do you guys overall think of the story and the pacing of the movie?
The story is fine. The pacing is terrible, to be honest. I don't even know how to describe it. The pacing is just bad. Just objectively bad.
So I also think the story was just it was whatever, fine is at best. It's just kind of kid, get over yourself. You're gonna grow into it eventually. Just stop being a whiny child. It's your fault the entire movie happened because you were too selfish and decided to climb into a box against your better judgment that you immediately second-guessed, further proving that you have literally no brain whatsoever and the entire thing is your fault. Anyways. Anyways. That's just what I thought about it, briefly.
I agree with Adam. Beast Boy, get over yourself. You are not him. You will grow into that roar. Your dad also did not have a roar when he was your age. That's why he got kicked out of the fucking circus. I don't care. We're adults. I'm 21 years old. You're going to tell me I can't swear for a school project? But, the pacing was absolutely horrendous because the beginning was so slow to where it was oh, what is this? Is the movie going to happen today? And then you get to where they get into the wild and everything's fast paced because they're oh crap, we took off an hour of the movie just having them curl turtles, which was come on, man.
Why was this necessary?
And then the just introduction of characters for no reason except to move the plot along, those pigeons. Do you remember those pigeons?
That showed up once and then never again.
Yeah, that showed up once and never again. And then the geese, the Canadian geese that showed up once and never again.
Yeah.
Okay, but Nigel's Canadian goose joke was kind of funny.
Nigel's Canadian goose joke was kind of funny, yes. There were a couple of jokes that like threw me off guard. Like, I'm trying to remember that singular one. It was between Bridget the giraffe and the squirrel.
There were so many.
There were so many. Apparently,
Like the bad date humor.
yeah. Apparently, these two hooked up in the end. I don't know how that's going to work. Good luck, King.
We
But
have to applaud our short king.
we have to applaud our short kings. I don't know how that's going to work. She was playing hard to get the whole movie for like no reason. I don't know.
Well, it was clearly that he was too short for her, I guess.
I guess that's why. It didn't matter in the end.
Nothing like
But,
a little trauma to family bond.
Yeah, nothing like a little bit of trauma in a family bond. Yeah, that's all I have on the story. What do you guys think of? You've already said your opinion on the character design, Eve. So I'm gonna push this over to Adam. What is your opinion on the character design?
I feel like the characters looked like if animals were in the Polar Express.
You're so right. 'Cause
That-
that's exactly what it is.
That is a very valid point. A very valid point.
Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I don't know, but I'm starting to feel like that's probably a bad thing because they were pretty uncanny.
That actually surprises. I like that comparison so much that I thought Tom Hanks would be in the movie.
I made that up on the spot.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. I like that comparison. I'm surprised Tom Hanks is not in this movie. Yeah, but they still got some pretty cool cats, voices, some characters. For me, the character design was meh. They tried, I guess. Would you like to talk more about how you hate the character design?
They're going for a mixture of realistic and yet like cartoonism so they can stretch the characters. But they did it like they went too far in the realism. So it's just like creepy. Cuz like Bridget the giraffe, her eyes are just far too big and too human. But they're still like too cartoonical compared to her body, which looks very much like a realism attempt. While the lions look too cartoony with more of like realistic eyes almost. The squirrel actually, I think, is a good mix of like realism and the cartoon aspect that they wanted. I mean, the wildebeests are also pretty okay, like models. It's just Samson and Ryan that are really freaky. I'm also a little mad that they have Larry's head shape the way that they do, because that's not like a good anaconda head shape at all.
There you have it. The characters really do, in fact, are terribly modeled. I'm gonna ask now, what is your favorite character in the movie and why? Who wants it first? All right, I like Nigel. Nigel is the funniest character in this movie, hands down, in my opinion, because he's just a British koala, even though they come from Australia. No, he's just British. He is literally just a British koala, and every attempt in the movie, they make fun of him by showing up with the little tiny doll of himself.
It was actually a movie plot device.
The koala plushie ended up being a movie plot device where all of the wild wildebeests worshipped the one plush that fell off of a plane. It's outlandish, I know, but like, I loved it. Nigel at every moment was just that lazy koala bear who wanted to sleep for 20 hours. And when he finally got his chance of power, he's just like, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go with it because I'm British and I love it. Yeah.
Average British person moment.
Average British.
Nigel was kind of funny. I have to admit, he was kind of funny. Although my favorite has to be Bridget, as like the sole female character in that movie. There were no other women characters. I lie. The hippo, but I don't know. And the
That showed
dung
up for,
beetle.
like, what, a minute?
The hippo and the dung beetle were
dung
both
beetles.
women, but they show up for like less than 2 seconds. So Bridget's basically the only woman character there. The gators were pretty funny though. I have to admit the gators were funny. And that's about it, honestly. It's just those 3 characters.
Give it up to a Disney movie from 2006 to have no women in it whatsoever. Only 3, and 2 of them come up like momentarily.
I mean, like, yeah, but then she was also just, like, heavily stereotyped into, like, the guy chasing the one girl in the movie the whole time. I did enjoy a little bit of what the squirrel was doing. I forget his name. I don't even care. But, like, I did enjoy that. I mean, all of the characters were just kind of, like, whatever to me. Larry was pretty good, I will say. The squirrel was all right. Like, the first date, like, what? When Bridget asked him if he got, like, the necklace out of the garbage can or whatever, that was a little funny to me. But bro's just like, no, I'm not dumpster diving. I'm, like, recycling or whatever. And, yeah, that did get, like, a little bit of a chuckle out of me. So I guess I'll, give it to him for that.
And to add on to that joke, he stole that necklace from a baby. He literally stole it from a baby. And then she's like, did you take it out of the trash? And then he's like, no, I'm recycling it. Like, what? He stole it from a baby. Just tell her you stole it from a baby.
His name is Benny. I can't remember, though. It might be Benny.
Oh my god, yes, it is Benny, because they both say the stupidest joke ever. All you need is a little bit of vitamin Benny or vitamin Bridget in your life.
Oh, right.
That joke,
Ew.
that joke, we can throw that one in the trash can, Disney.
Sorry.
I know this movie's from 2006 and it was a big flop and you probably will never look at it again. But if you ever bring this back for a sequel, do not add that vitamin B joke. We're good. We're good. What else could I ask? You guys have a favorite scene in the movie?
Not really.
I mean,
Adam straight up hates every scene in this movie.
I mean, it was a little weird for the dude to, like, just fall off a cliff and then be knocked out. And then once, Benny, found him, he's just like, oh, wait, never mind. I'm okay now. I got a concussion, but I'm good now. Everything's fine. Never brought it up again.
We know Adam's least favorite scene is when Samson gets pushed off the cliff. He hates the Lion King reference.
What? I didn't say that.
when I said this movie was a fever dream, I meant it was a fever dream. Because everything was happening at once and nothing was happening. It was a weird movie, I must say. Would you say least favorite movie? Or
Least favorite
scene?
or favorite scene?
I think, again, I have to say my favorite scene being the crocodiles or gators in the sewers. Just, I don't know, it was just kind of funny to me. I can't even remember most of the movie. It's that wild.
I remember, where
Title
the
drop.
scenes were, not as much what happened in them.
Yeah. My least favorite scene, I could rattle it off really, really quick, is when they're being chased by dogs through the streets of New York. That made no sense whatsoever. I don't even care if the dogs were rabid. It makes no sense that three little dogs, one of them is a freaking poodle, is chasing a lion down Times Square. They see that and they run. That is my least favorite scene in the movie just for that reason, because it makes no sense to me.
I mean, dogs, even small dogs, will go after horses. Especially, on TikTok, there's always these videos of people riding their horses on trails, and then people with their unleashed dogs having those dogs go up and bother the horses and then eventually get kicked for being stupid and off leash. Leash your dogs, people.
Still, that is my least favorite scene because why the hell couldn't Samson just roar? Why? Why can't you just roar, dude? I know it's a plot point, but it's like, it's 3 dogs and a poodle.
I mean, you don't want to attract attention to themselves.
I mean that.
Well, they have the
true.
escape of the sewer as well that they use to get away from the dogs instead of just roaring at the dogs.
It doesn't matter that he didn't used to have a roar. He has one now. He clearly demonstrated that in literally the opening scene, which is also part of the reason of why I hate Ryan, because clearly he's just not grown into it yet. But like, just do it, dude. Like, I don't care if you couldn't do it before. You clearly can now.
Yeah, I just feel like that wasn't, that didn't fit in the movie. But my favorite scene has to be when they're carrying Nigel to the volcano and then they reveal that he is their god. It's just a wild curveball that they're just like, oh, the koala is God.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die.
Yeah, I thought they were about to like put him up on a spit and roast him. But like, they just carry him into the thing and he's like, oh, our All-Father, it's him. Like, why? Why?
Where did they get the pineapple from? For the hat, too.
I don't know. They just
Yeah,
took
that's
it.
true.
They took
He
the
just-
pineapple off a tree, I guess. I don't
just
know.
had it
He just
randomly.
had a pineapple.
Took it off the tree, but weren't they literally like inside the volcano?
They were inside of a volcano. I don't know where they got this pineapple. Like, what? What in the world do you mean he found a pineapple?
So where did they get onions from? Because at one point they tossed an onion into the fire to, like, cook them.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah,
oh.
when he tried to, like, literally the whole point of him saying that was him trying to distract them for a second, and then they're just like, oh, here they are.
Random wildebeest spawn onions. You don't know this ecological fact?
Apparently not.
Well, there's not really much to talk about this movie, so it's really hard for me to find questions for it.
Would you recommend the movie?
Oh yeah, would you recommend the movie? Who wants to go first? All right, I'll go again. I would not recommend this movie, no matter how much it is a fever dream. I would not recommend it to even a 2-year-old in a daycare, because at no point in this movie is it like fun unless you are looking at it as it's bad. So I would not recommend this movie. I would just go watch like Over the Hedge or Madagascar or The Lion King, because those are 3 movies they obviously were trying to rip off with this movie. Yeah, don't watch this. Just watch something better.
No. I'm not recommending this movie to anyone. It will be buried in my memory forever, never to be seen again.
This movie will be permanently ingrained in my brain for the rest of time. And I have to say that if you do decide to watch this movie against all 3 of our better judgment, welcome to hell.
All right. What would you rate the movie out of 10 overall, like complete? Am I going first again? Okay, I'd give it a 5. I'd give it middle of the row, like it says on IMDb. It kind of, it has some good moments, but it's like it's not the best. I wouldn't say it's the worst thing ever. I would not recommend you watch it, but I wouldn't say it's the worst thing ever. I'd give it a 5. I'm giving a better score to G-Force, so yeah.
It sucks. It's not getting many points from me. It's only getting 1 point for Bridget existing, another point for the crocodile gators, and a 3rd point for the vultures, purely, and that's just biased from my end.
Yeah, I'm knocking mine down to a 4.
Yeah, I would say, 4.5 at the best. Like, I don't want to give it, like, a 0 because, like, there is something there. It's just that what is there is not very good. Aside from the uncanny character models, though, I think the animation was like decent. And there were a couple of good things in there, but mostly I just don't have the heart to just straight up say it sucks. And yeah, I would say probably like 4.5 out of 10 for me. Definitely would not recommend though.
Yeah, that's general consensus is don't watch this movie. It's bad. I'm trying to remember what we're doing for next week.
We watched it so you didn't have to.
Oh, is it Fern Gully? Yeah, we'll just do Fern Gully.
I'm pretty sure it is because we have the live action ones for the last.
Oh yeah, we have the 2 live action ones after this. This is the 3rd episode, yes. That we're recording before G-Force because of time constraints.
We're so professional.
We're so professional.
Absolute
This is
profession, right?
we're pros at this. Don't worry. This is our 3rd day out here. We don't know.
Just call it like 3 college students bitching about movies.
3 college students bitching about movies.
That's the alternative name.
Well, my name's Murphy,
My name's Eve.
And my name's Adam.
and this was Insert Your Name Here podcast. Next week we'll be reviewing Fern Gully. I've never seen this movie ever, so I'm excited. Thanks for watching.